What's up, y'all? It's your boy DMR back at it with another video. Um, I want to talk to y'all about. I want to speak to y'all about something. As a single man, as a single generation Xer, I want to ask y'all a question. Older men over 40 years old, over 45 years old. Do do you think it's best to be single and be by yourself, or do you think it's best to be involved with someone who wants something that they want but don't want you to have happiness in your life? Meaning this: if you was once doing something before you met somebody and you feel as though that this person's trying to cut out what you was doing before you met them just to be with them, would you prefer to sell your soul like that, or would you just prefer to just let that person go and do their thing, despite the fact it's a good look for you for that particular time? I'm going to share give you some things about me, but I'm not going to give too much detail. I'm a single man. I'm a Generation Xer. I grew up in the 70s, 80s, and the 90s, and the 2000s as of now. I never, I don't have any children, so I'm a single man, right? I want to ask this also. Is it anything wrong with being a single man over 40 that don't have children? Because I asked this question. And is it anything wrong with a man like me in my position? Is it a problem with me not wanting a relationship, but just trying to be me, do my own thing, live the life that I got now, rather than being bogged down in a monogamous relationship? I'm gonna basically be straightforward with y'all. I'm not a monogamous person. So I'm not saying that I'm all around, but I'm trying to tell you that itself can create a problem. It has benefits and it don't have benefits. Now, let's speak about the benefits of being in a monogamous relationship. A monogamous relationship from a man can be good if he's an older man and he's getting up in age. For the most part, he's getting up in age and he's by himself. He don't have no family like me. I'm a single man. I'm a Generation Xer. I never had children. So I'm kind of by myself, right? And it's always in-house available. Now, y'all know if I mean in-house with a female, what I mean. It's always there. So you don't have to go out and look and it's there. But it's the same thing all the time. So sometimes that you may get tired of the same thing and want to try various flavors. Understandable. Men and women, right? But I'm going to explain to you both the difference between man and women, in my opinion, what I pick up with monogamous relationships. Then I'm going to go into going to both sides, the pros and the cons. Now, the pros is this. Like I said, it's in-house. As you start getting older, men over 40, you may want that monogamous relationship. Okay. The difference between a man and a female in these situations, as a man gets older, he ages fine like wine. Most men do. Most men, as I heard reach their potential at 40 and up in their financial status and other phases of their life. So men get better, get as time they're fine like wine, their age fine like wine. Now, I'm not trying to badger anyone. This ain't no video against females. This ain't no video against men. I'm just trying to make a comparison somewhat and show y'all why I'm over 40. I'm a single man. I don't have no children, and I'm monogamous. Now, okay, in-house, as they get older, okay. As a single man, I don't have any children for my legacy, as I always hear, right? Maybe some people don't want legacy. Maybe somebody at the age that I'm at, which I'm not going to tell y'all, but y'all know how old I am. At this stage of the game, maybe I don't want that. Maybe I want to just be cool and date out and have various friends that I go hang out with and chill with. It don't mean I necessarily got to have sex with all these women, right? But you got a lot of females that do. And that's where a lot of females get it twisted, where a man wants them. A man don't want you for a relationship or marriage. He wants you for that box, okay? And let's get it clear. A lot of older women, they're not getting married at a certain age. For example, if you 54, 55 years old as a female, ain't no man going to wife you up, especially no older young man. Now, a man in around your same age might wife you up for benefits as they getting older, right? So they may want you as so that you can take care of them. But they're not wifing you up when there's many young girls out here that they can probably potentially wife up. Think about that, right? So now I'm going to go back. Those are two pros as far as being monogamous, okay, as a man and a female, right? Now the third one is everything is set in place for you by this individual where that you have their trust. Now this one here, I have to say is very important, trust, because a lot of people don't have a lot of respect for you, although they may say they do, they don't. And it's a lot of snakes around, man. I'm telling you, from the stuff that I've been experiencing for the last 5 years of my life with people, whether it be in the whether it be in the religious community, whether it be in your social communities, areas, right? You always gonna have some things. Now, some people, I have to look into myself too. And I gotta say, is it me? Sometimes it may be. But in this situation, I gotta look at outside the box and look and say, do these people got my best interest at heart? And as I start thinking about it, I can like say no. So you want to stay away from these kind of people. And they're in your family, they're in your religious circles, they're in your social circles. Now, going back, you got three. And trust should be first. And I do say this, you have to really be careful who you hook up with. Because you can be sleeping with the enemy. Meaning, somebody that you're sleeping with, they don't got no best, I forgot the word. They don't have the best interest of you at heart either. So they will take that knife and stab you in the back while you sleeping. Okay? Now, those are three. Trust is first, in-house, and as you getting older. So you start to get comfortable with them three. Now, mind you, you still monogamous. You're an older man. You done been through life. You had your own house, your own car, and all this, right? So you run into this person that may have kids, may older kids, or kids that's younger and all that. They are set in their ways. They got their things set up and this and that. But they're trying to make you feel like this is what they want as they getting older. But you're a man. You still kind of, say if you're in your early 50s, you still, you still physically fit a little bit. Not 100%, but you might be at 75. You still, dress nice, get a nice haircut, or like me, dread style. You still have some kind of swag in your older age, right? Would you want to sacrifice that just to be monogamous? Think about that. After all the stuff that you've been through. Suppose if you're a traveling man and you meet somebody all of a sudden in the United States, but you go traveling, and this person is always, talking about going on trips with you, but you so comfortable going on trips by yourself. So that means that if I'm in a monogamous relationship, I got to cut off what I've been doing, right? I don't think I would do that. I would stay the course on the stuff that I've been doing for the last. If you're 50, you've been doing this. Say since you're 50, say that you've been doing it, been traveling for the last 20 years of your life. So that's 20 years out of 50. So it's not that easy to just cut that off, right? Okay, now I had gave you the first one about the pros of being in a monogamous relationship. The first one is cutting off your travel. If you are a traveling man like me, I don't advise that. I advise you to continue doing your thing, travel the world, and don't explain why you travel. Traveling is for your benefit, and it's a stress reliever, and it is your therapy. See, traveling for me is therapy. Now, a lot of people say I'm going overseas to get boxed. I'm going overseas to indulge in activities with females, but I can do that here. Okay, let me explain this to you about traveling. When I travel, I don't travel for box. I don't travel for females. I travel for therapy. I travel to get away from stress, whether it be a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, how long my vacation is on my job. I travel because these reasons. First of all, I travel because I get more bang for my buck, whether it be in a third world / country, but third world countries that have somewhat of an infrastructure may not have the best infrastructure like the United States, but they have benefits. What benefits am I talking about? Benefits getting more bang for your buck. If you go to a place like in Latin America, in the Caribbean, you may go to DR, right? You are paying with pesos. So when you're paying with the peso, which is the currency of the Dominican Republic or the Philippines, because the Filipinos was colonized by the Spanish, you get more bang for your buck. You can go in a store and trade your currency in from dollar to peso. Then that cuts you, that saves you to put away more American currency, and you can get the Dominican currency, which is that you don't have to spend your American currency. You just got to trade it in. Now, I'm going somewhere with this. I travel for that reason. The second reason I travel is therapy, mental therapy. When you live in the United States, America can be stressful. Some people travel because of therapy, right? Okay, therapy. 2. 3, good food. The food aren't pumped with chemicals. So you can have a good, nice dinner. You can have a nice you can go to KFC, like when you go to Dominican Republic, you go to this place called the Agora Mall, and it's in Santo Domingo, and you can go to the KFC and get a order of fries and the chicken, and it don't have all them preservatives in there. So you're getting fresher food. I'm not only saying KFC, but I'm saying, and then if you go to El Conde, which is the famous one on that strip mall where everybody goes out to eat the chicken and the rice, and it's in Zona Colonial. Everybody goes here. It's a strip mall that you sit outside El Conde. It's a restaurant on the corner. It has some good food. If you're ever in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, check it out. And I mean that you get good food, right? The fourth reason is that you're by the ocean. Now, I can't swim, but I love to be by the Atlantic Ocean. And when you go to the Malecon, I'm not going to give no tutorial on DR, but I just want y'all to get this understanding. When you go to the Malecon, which is by Zona Colonial, and you're riding, the Malecon is like 40 miles long, and it's the ocean. The Atlantic Ocean is on your if you're going to Boca Chica, it's on your right. If you're coming from Boca Chica, it's on your left, but it's a long strip of the ocean. You can sit by restaurants and that's on the Malecon and eat by the Atlantic Ocean. So we don't have that benefit here in the United States. We're in the concrete jungle. So that's all that we see is streets and concrete, right? Now, going back to monogamous. So you as a single man, you're getting the benefits of being non-monogamous. So why would you as an older man jeopardize your stress reliever, which is traveling, to be with a woman? Now, mind you, she could be an older chick. Suppose if she's older than you, right? You're cutting off your lifeline. I'm not cutting off my lifeline. I'm going to keep my lifeline. Because just like now, I may not be able to always be on my lifeline, but eventually when I get to my financial prowess, then I can get back on that lifeline rather than cut the cord and don't have it at all. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm not going to be that long, y'all. I just want to give y'all this thing about being monogamous and non-monogamous. Because as an older man, I can only speak like that. I'm an older man at this point. I don't have the options I had when I was in my 20s. Because it's a total different time. I was in my 20s in the 90s. So my thought pattern is different now than it was back then. Back then, things were easy. We didn't have social media. We didn't have all this technology that is a good thing, but it's a bad thing because you had to do things hands-on back then. If you wanted to speak to a chick, you had to go up to the girl, man. Ain't no texting, ain't no Facebook Messenger, ain't no FaceTime. We ain't had that. So all of that's prehistoric now. Now you got to tap into social media, which is a kind of a tool that can extend your hand to meet people in other countries, which is another thing. That's why I say being monogamous, non-monogamous, and traveling. And I say that as an older man. If you are single, you don't have no children like me, and I'm not married, I don't got no babies, mama drama from the United States, I'm free. I'm free. The only thing that you got to get right is your finances. Once you get your finances straight, everything in order, man, you live your best life. Don't let nobody stop you. You live your life, King. Remember that. And this is for men over 40 years old, over 45 years old, up until they 65. This is for them people. This ain't for you young warriors out there. And I do say this. If you are a young man and you are monogamous, just be careful, man. Just be careful. Just live your life, travel the world. If you're going to go to the military, go for the traveling. If you're going to do anything, y'all, I'm telling y'all young men right now, this is from DMR, The Traveler. Make sure that make sure that's what you want, y'all. Just make sure. And me being a man that don't have no kids, no children, no babies, mama drama, y'all, be careful what you do. I'm telling y'all, I know for a fact. I'm a single man. I'm well over 45, 47, 48 years old. Okay? So I'm telling you through experience. Now, I can't speak to you and say nothing about children because I don't have any. But as a single man with no children, no babies, mama drama from the United States, I'm telling you, brothers, being monogamous is the best. Being non-monogamous is the best thing because you can see personalities of certain people. You're not just bogged down to one person. And although it has its benefits, but it has its downfalls to that. And I just happen to be, I'm not a monogamous person. I'm not. And if you got a problem with it, then you got a problem with it. That's fine and dandy. But I know with me, I'm not monogamous. Okay? Now, I'm going to get into this part of the last of my talk about a female being non-monogamous. And I want some of y'all to understand this as females, that I see this. And I can be wrong, but I want to say this. You got two things. You got a woman that's a 304, and you got a woman that's marriage material lady. When you are a young woman, you full of energy, you full of, okay? When you start getting a certain age and you think that you're going to score with younger men in their 20s and their 30s, you madly mistaken. Because you in competition with the other ones, just like men. I'm over 45, 46, 47 years old. I'm in competition with, if I'm trying to get a girl in their 20s, what do I look like having in my mind I can get that girl? I can't get that girl, especially if I'm in the United States. Now, overseas, if you got money, you got access to everything. I know that because I've seen it. And plus, your choices overseas is better than the United States. Because in this country, younger women will not fool with an older man. But I've seen in these other countries, older men got younger women. And not only for pay for play. No. It's relationships. Because it's a guy that I know on YouTube. His name's Andrea. Look it up. Andre is older than Andrea. Andre is about 56, 57 years old. His wife is in her 20s. So it can work. So stop telling people that it can't work. It doesn't work in the United States only if you have money. Because you're in competition with the youth. So over here, when you're an older man, you have to have other options, man. So that's what I'm saying, y'all, is that going back to what I was saying about being a 304 and trying to be marriage material woman. A lot of older women are 304 material, not realizing the marriage stage is over. Now, let's switch it to men. Is the marriage stage over for a man like me well over 45 years old? No, it's not over, because I can go somewhere else and benefit better than I do here, because the climate and the mentality in the United States, you're not going to get that over there. you're not gonna get that here. It's different. I know because I've seen it, yo. I'm telling you. That's why I say this is for men well over 40 years old. This is not for nobody 40 and back. Y'all guys in your 30s and your 20s, y'all still got some stuff left to do things. So do your thing. But I'm saying for the older brothers, this is for y'all, man, because I'm not only saying me, but things is changing out here. And you have to think, do you want to be in a monogamous relationship to cut off your lifeline of traveling? Or do you want to be non-monogamous? Although you're still jeopardizing as you get older, you ain't going to have anybody there at your house, man. So understand this, that you might die alone. Understand that. It's a I forgot that word. It's a if you go monogamous, your traveling days is over by yourself. You gotta be with somebody that you gotta take on these trips and all that. You might have certain plans that you feel like indulging in, not only indulging in females. I'm not saying that, but there's certain things that you can't do. And it's not only about females, it's about other things. But would you want that monogamous relationship and you give everything, this person can do everything for you. They got everything. So you going to just cut off your lifeline of traveling and everything and be with this one person. And then when this one person decides to drop you, you done lost everything that you've been had before you even met them. Think about that. Again, this is titled Monogamous or Non-Monogamous. Being monogamous or non-monogamous. Which is better for the older generation X's. With that being said, it's your boy DMR. If you like my video, hit the thumbs up. If you don't like my video, thank you for watching. Peace.